Hi, this is Latest Things with Liam Thompson. I'm here with both basketball coaches from North Central today, both Coach Deanne Ramey and Coach Brian Hahn. We're just going to talk about the upcoming season. So what are each of you looking forward to most this season?
I think watching, we're pretty young. The girls basketball team is pretty young, and we've got a group that really has not really played, had a lot of experience playing with each other. So really looking forward to watching the improvement from practice to throughout the season and see how we improve, because we have a lot of things to work on.
Right.
Yeah, Coach Ramey's team is kind of young. Our team is insanely young, and more than young is inexperienced. We've only got 2 kids that have played any varsity basketball at all. So, basically to piggyback off of her answer, what we're looking forward to is the improvement. This group, it's going to be really important for us to have noticeable improvement every single week, every single game. For us, that's going to be critical for us to have a successful season, is sustained improvement week after week, game after game, because we have a lot to learn, we have a lot to get better at, and we're just going to need to take those little steps each week all year long.
What would you say are some main strengths of your team?
I think right now is our depth. Right now, I would say I really am 10, 11 deep right now, and so I think that's hard for other teams to complement, because when we go in, when I sub, then there's really no downside.
Right.
And we start the season, or we start the games right now, the first quarter. First 3 minutes have been pretty good, but then after that, I haven't been very pleased with our second quarter production in either the end of our first quarter. But then our third and fourth quarter totals are, insanely incredible. And so you can tell that we just wear people out, and that's due to our depth.
Right.
So I think that's our main strength right now. And you don't know, at any one point, a girl on our team could be the leading scorer,
right,
or make the difference. And so right now, the way girls basketball is, typically you could guard 1 or 2 players, and the rest, are role players. But you have to defend all 5 of mine that are on the court.
For us, we're honestly still finding our strengths, still defining our strengths. Again, this is a team with a lot of transition. But the biggest thing that I think needs to be our strength quickly is our ability to be quick and move laterally defensively. We've got a number of different kids that are capable of pressuring, playing really aggressively defensively without giving up drives and penetration. And that's something that needs to become a core strength of ours.
So obviously every game is important, but what's one game on the calendar that you have circled as one of your most important games this year?
Oh gosh, we have a really tough schedule. So we're getting ready to, we have Pike on Friday, and then we're getting ready to start Marion County already.
Right.
And, I think, I don't know that there's one particular game, but we would, we've won Marion County the last 2 years in a row. It would be really nice to win Marion County again. With that being said, we have the toughest road. And we would have to beat the defending state champions, Warren Central. So there's potentially 2 the top teams in the state right now, being LN and Warren Central. We potentially might have to play them 3 times, which is tough.
Right.
But we have a big game at Homestead is really ranked high, and we have a big game with them in the manual tournament. And then we also have a big game. We've been invited back to Bankers Life for that Indiana Day of Basketball with Northwestern, which is, they're number 1 in 3A right now, and they're a very good team. And then always the tournament.
Right.
Always the tournament.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's the coach's answer. We don't have we're not to that point. Our most important game will be our next one.
Right.
And for this group, there's no other way for us to approach it. And so, you know, as we sit here today, our most important game is Richmond, and there's no discussion of anything else. That's the only thing we're looking at, thinking about, and working towards. You know, eventually, yeah, we'd like to get to the point where we start to anticipate towards some games, but at this point in time, we're just not to that level yet.
Right. Okay, and last question. What does it mean to each of you to coach basketball at North Central with its history of success in the sport?
Well, I think just being part of a great tradition, being able to carry that legacy on and create a culture that has been very successful, and just to be a part of that, you know, I think is just an honor. So, yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things, you know, for me, it's the challenge of it. You know, not only the expectations, but the challenge of who we play, the conference, the sectional. You know, it's one of those things that when I looked at taking the job and talking about it, that some of my friends that I have that coach in college, and we discussed it, and they talked about that. Honestly, for a lot of people within the college ranks, when they look at it, they believe that our conference is the toughest conference possibly in the nation. And then you combine that with what that sectional brings, and it's arguably the most difficult first round grouping of a state tournament anywhere in the country. And so for me, that you know, that's the really the draw of it, is the challenge of it.
All right, this has been the latest things with Coach Ramey and Coach Hahn. Make sure you check both of them out this weekend and throughout the season. Thank you.